Hey,
Hello, hello.
how is it going?
You're looking beautiful today.
You too?
I feel like not really, but thank you.
You tired? Didn't sleep?
The lives are a lot of prep. I was a little bit, frazzled. We're doing
Yes?
two, guys. We're
Okay.
doing two
Hello,
back to back.
everyone. Just, yes, we are going to, yes, two lives. Hello, everyone. We didn't forget that you are watching. We're just chit-chatting here. But today we prepared something special for you. We wanted to ask you if anyone celebrates Chinese New Year,
Or the Lunar New
Lunar
Year.
Year. It's based on the movement of the moon,
So
and
this,
each year it's celebrated on a different day. They actually celebrate for 15 days.
that's right.
Which
So
I think I can actually get on that.
I
15
can
days
get
is
on
not
board as
bad.
well. 15 days of eating, as long as somebody else is doing the cooking, though. So we're learning along with you guys. So we've done a little bit of research and we wanted to make some cookies since this was the interesting fact that
Yes.
1/6 of the world's population is celebrating this holiday. And I've never made cookies for the Lunar New Year. So we thought if you guys are celebrating that we should give you some
Yes.
ideas.
Me neither. So this was really interesting to research. From what I found, that the main color is red,
Mm-hmm.
and then there is gold, and there are other symbols that
Yeah.
are included in the celebration of the new year.
And we're giving you a bit of lead time. It's February 1st, so you'll have time to prepare. And yeah, so we're gonna get started, and we'll pop on
So I
some
wanted to know,
facts.
like, because they have their own zodiac.
Yes, 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 yes. So
So this is their zodiac. You see all these fun, cute animals, and each year it's a different animal. So next year, 2022, it's going to be Year of the Tiger, and here are the years. So what am I? What are you? What are you, Mar?
when you say next year, it's like in a month and February
Well,
1st.
sorry, this year. We are filming this. It's being pre-recorded. We are still not used to pre-recording, so it's a different. Yes. So this year we're already in 2022. So what are you?
If you see here the chart, so it rotates. So instead of like the regular zodiac we're kind of used to, it's month to month. Each animal is a whole year. And so I was born in 1972, and it's saying here, I am year of the rat.
You are the year of the rat, and I am the year of the goat.
Very good, guys. You spot your year. And so each animal has its characteristics like
Let
our
us know what
zodiac.
you are in the comment section.
Yeah, so we'll pop on a little, let's get decorating hand and we'll pop on some facts as
Yes.
we go on. I'll
Okay.
pop on.
So do you want me to? Do you want to go ahead and start,
Oh, okay, I guess, sure.
or do you? Or I don't care. I can go.
I'm ready. I'm
You
ready.
ready? Okay. So
All
go
right.
for it.
So what I wanted to do is, again, like I often do, is use stuff that I have. And so I have this platter that I got from Semi-Sweet Mike. Uh, the platter is to make a big snowflake, and maybe you guys have seen that video. And so I'm using those shapes to make the project. So here is like the arms of the snowflake, and so they all go around, and then this goes on top, you see, and it basically creates this large design. I'll have the template in the coffee shop and in the groups, but here are my guidelines. I like to get my guidelines on with my airbrush, because then I don't have to contend with my hand being in front. I can move the cookies. If you're using a projector, you can't move your cookie, and sometimes the direction that you're piping in matters a lot. And so you can see here I've given myself this really faint kind of guideline, and these are basically just, I looked up kind of,
Well, I
Chinese
don't know what
character.
it says. I assume it's something with a luck.
Yes, I got happiness. I'll have it like properly identified in the templates, but happiness, prosperity, health, all the important stuff. And so it's a different one in between like each arm, you see? Like that. So you can kind of like add whatever message you want to write. If you want, you can write it in English. It'll just be a little bit kind of like you'll have to maybe write it, that way.
Yes.
But I just thought it kind of
Mhm.
went with the theme, writing it in the Chinese characters. So here I've got my very faint kind of silhouette there and I know where to pipe. And so it's the year of the tiger. So at the end of each arm is going to be a tiger head. And I thought that was just a cute way to,
So you first outlined it with black, and now you're just going to fill. You're gonna
yes,
fill with.
I'm just
Okay.
filling in white. So tigers are occasionally white, mostly usually with a little bit of orange. So I'm actually going to be airbrushing this white with a little bit of orange. And the great thing is you don't have to worry about the background getting some orange. The red trumps the orange, and so you will not see any overspray on the red. That's the great thing about like this particular color combination. If you don't want to use the orange, white tiger is perfectly, why don't you, do you see the tiger? What are the characteristics of the tiger?
So the tiger, let's see, so the tiger, it's courageous.
Courageous, obviously, yes.
Yes, aristocratic.
Not sure what that would mean.
It's I guess, yes. I guess, and then I guess, it's a survivor. He's a survivor, or she's a survivor.
I guess they do go hungry quite, and face quite a bit of issues. So yeah, and then there's the ox there, and there's my rat, enlightened. Oh yes, I'm so enlightened, energetic. I don't know.
You are very much a rescuer. You have rescued me many times.
Well, I like
not like a firefighter. You're not gonna jump for me into the burning building, but
well, maybe,
yes.
maybe.
Oh, okay. You would.
Okay, so once you've got that white on, you want to let that dry because we're going to be using a stencil to airbrush that. And so here is a dry version. And of course, where is my stencil? Here it is. And here is like that initial one. And now I have a more kind of detailed face. And so
this is dry, right? Your tiger is dry. Okay.
I've done the switcheroo from the previously made one. And so when I make my stencils, I finagle my stencils in that
cute face. This is nice.
And so I'm just using a little bit of it. Here, hold on. The reason I've got the plastic is so that it doesn't curl so much, because when they're very curved, it tends to kind of like not stick to the surface of the icing, and you can get like some underspray and stuff. So, and the clear plastic is ideal for this because you want to really be able to align your stuff. And so if you're working with cardstock, it's not ideal in this particular circumstance, And so I've got it in position and I'm doing I'm building the color. You don't want to go too heavy so that it doesn't like get drippy and, And then also if you go light, you don't have to wash your stencil as often. And with the wireless, the pressure is not high, so you don't have to worry that much about underspray. You see, and there is that tiger very quickly. You could pipe it, but if you're making a lot of cookies,
like that you made the heart for the nose.
It just adds a little touch of cute. So now I'm going to add just a touch of orange to the top of the head. Right here.
Okay, just a little bit, yes.
Just a little blush of orange. You don't have to. You can whisper colors.
Would you say that they could use your stencil with the royal if they don't have an airbrush?
They could, but it'll be flatter, Like it'll be tough to do the royal because the white is kind of beveled. You'd have to almost spackle the white on.
White and then do the yes. Oh, I see. Yes. So you could do. So they could do stencil with royal white and then stencil with black on top.
Exactly. All right, so now I'm gonna flip him over, and now I'm working in a similar consistency, and I don't know if we've did we air yet the Christmas tree with the gold? I think not yet. I'm not sure. I'm very confused as to what we've recorded and what. So now I'm working in a stiff-ish icing. I've got, forgive my hand there. So this is a number 5 PME tip. And this is, I wanted to kind of like explain the difference between a PME tip and a regular tip. It's like working with a really high quality pen versus a big pen. The big pen does the job and you can write a letter. But when you have a really expensive pen, the flow is different and it's kind of the same thing. So they're not crazy expensive, but they are pricier than a Wilton piping tip, right, Han? But they
It's
are
about $5-6 a piece, depending on where you get them. Sometimes they can be $4.
But they're worth it, I think, anyway.
They're definitely worth it. I'm gonna be using one today as well.
So again, now this is about the direction that you pipe. So it's important when you're doing kind of like scroll and stuff that you're at a good angle. So I wanted to tie in some scroll, like, so this is like very.
Sorry to interrupt you, but is this the round tip or no?
This is a star tip. It's a 5.
It's a star because when you said 5, usually 5 means a round. So this is a star. Okay.
No, with PME, their number system is different.
Okay.
Their numbers are different. Okay, so now I'm doing a little scroll. The decorations for this holiday are very fancy, gold and red and very, you know, so I thought this was like the style to go with. And right here at the head, I'm adding 2 little kind of tear shapes. Kind of looks like a heart, I guess, right? Holding the head. Yes. And then right in the center here, I'm just taking the line all the way to the point. Okay. And then I've got these little kind of guidelines here, depending on your artistic ability and your, you know, sometimes a little extra help doesn't hurt. And so you can kind of like know where to pipe these scrolls.
That's beautiful. You make it look so easy.
Well, you're squeezing, and when you want to finish, you release the pressure so that it'll kind of auto taper.
Your icing is very nice as well.
The consistency is important if you want those lines from the star tip to remain once you're done, you know, working.
Very fancy.
It'll just fade away.
Are you going to also paint all those squirrels? I
was planning on it, but if you don't want to or don't have the gold, I think it still works.
It still, yeah, I think it still works. So what's this color you used?
This is, it's actually called gold by Americolor. Okay. And I did add a little bit of egg yolk yellow to it just to perk it up a bit because it is on the brownish tones. And now this is a runnier version. And this is, I'm just adding little dots around this part here. I thought it just was missing a little something. And it's just to tie in with the fancy-ish, you know, bottom part.
I actually feel like it enhances the tiger design.
Yeah, it kind of brings it into the other kind of style.
Yes.
So my dots, I'm leaving a gap enough so that they don't melt in together. Okay. So you can
each of the segments you made, oh, look at this. This is awesome.
So this
each of the segment looks like this, and then you will arrange it.
It'll come together like that. And so here, if we add the little kind of message you see in between, so they're all different, or you could make them all the same. And there it's going to come together like that. And so in the center, to hide the kind of the middle where there's an opening, I made a, so the set, I mean, comes with a circle in the middle. And I like to have an actual snowflake shape in the middle. So again, I have the stencil for this, and you can use it on any kind of like shape. I designed it to go on this. The airbrushing is brown. I find that the brown, when you're airbrushing your guidelines on the red, it just makes it look like a shadow, so that if it does stick out, it's not so apparent, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So
it's not as hard as black.
Let's just show them another. I'll do 2, and then we'll show them after the next 3 for the zodiac. What do we have next? The
Which
rooster,
one
the
did you
dog.
do? Rooster, dog, and pig?
Which one were you? Oh, you're the goat. So do that one. Show that one.
The goat. Oh, the goat. Okay, so the goat. Okay, horse is enduring, intelligent, wild. Sheep or goat is artistic. Okay,
Suiting, yes, that suits the situation.
okay. This
Clairvoyant.
word I have at my tongue is tied. And the follower. What does that mean? Follower.
I guess you're not a leader in that term.
I guess in that sense, I'm not a leader. Oh, shush.
This doesn't mean it's actual fact. It's just,
Monkey is clever, cheerful, and childlike.
my son is a monkey. And my daughter is a horse. Yeah, cute. It's just, it's interesting to look at other cultures and everything. And so now I'm piping the font here. This is a run your icing. I compare it to, I guess, kind of a more fluid yogurt, not like the Greek yogurt that's like cheesecake, And
Okay, I've never heard.
And
Okay,
so
I've heard
here I'm
toothpaste, but
squeezing.
not a yogurt. Okay, this is a new one for me.
So I'm squeezing very lightly, and you can see I'm doing it in a tipless bag. It is doable. And so
Well, great. You could use this for any Happy New Year, like Happy New Year.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it's great.
So now I'm increasing the pressure, and I'm slow because I want the line to be slightly fatter. And I'm pulling down. Now I can see, I'm working upside down in a bit of an awkward position here, but I can see that a little bit of my brown is showing, but I don't know if you guys can see. It doesn't
Oh, I
you don't
can't.
want to.
It's barely noticeable.
You don't want to do your guidelines in black. Okay, that's not a good idea. You could even do red on red. You just they're
This
for
just
you.
gives it like it's like a shadow almost.
Yes, the point of the guidelines are for you. It's not, you don't have to have them jet black to see them. So when you're going to end, release the pressure, and it helps for the tapering. I'm writing upside down right now. So, ideally you're working at the angle that works for you right now. Because of the live, I'm trying to make sure that you guys see at my expense of not seeing. There, okay? Now, for whatever reason, I added a circle to the template, so you can just kind of dot, and then if you want to add a circle. You see I'm leaving a gap, and you don't even see the line anymore after. Mm-hmm. But it just, I thought it kind of worked with the design. Also, you could draw like in another color the circle. And then here at the end, slow, squeezing more to make the line fatter. Here's a swirl. I know I want to end. Here's some little dots. I'm barely squeezing any icing out. I'm touching down. And because the consistency is right, it's healing and going down. I'm not left with a Hershey's kiss kind of thing. It heals, and it kind of looks like a little pearl instead of a little poop emoji.
Oh, sorry, excuse me, I'm yawning. I'm also a little
time difference for you. And now I'm finishing off my little circle here. And now the Y, again, I'm fattening up my line, increasing the pressure, releasing the pressure. The line is narrower, and then pulling. Here's my fat line again, slowing down, increasing the pressure, fattening up the line. You want an icing that will heal, so that when it inevitably, when you're going slow, it causes like a jiggling, and the line can get a little bit not as smooth, but because it's the good consistency, well, it heals up. And now here's the R. There. Now, ideally, let's say you were to screw up and you don't like it. Ideally, you let it dry a smidgen before you start taking it off. If you want to scrape your cookie, it's easier to scrape an icing that is slightly dried, and then you're chipping off your pieces instead of smearing off fresh icing, and you're less likely to get like remnants on these areas. So let it dry a little bit, and then you can, when you take it off, it'll like literally chip off.
Yes, I agree. Like then usually just the letters would come off, and
Yes.
the top is crusted, and then you can use your scribe or look at
So
this.
there's kind of like the finishing. So here's the, once you like your kind of your letters. So now I'm playing with the spikes on the shape here. And so I'm doing a tier at the end of each point, like so. And then on either side, I'm adding, you see? So again, this ties into that style from the arms on the snowflake, but it also does like a bit of a snowflake look. I just thought it worked with. And this snowflake is a good one for breakage. It's a bit on the sturdy side, you know, it doesn't have these really defined arms.
So how would you present these on a like some kind of a platter or like a large plate?
So I've been using the pizza boxes, and I find the pizza boxes are some of the more affordable packaging out there. Really.
Where
and
do you get those?
On Amazon.
Amazon, you can get pizza boxes. Do you guys use pizza boxes to package some of your cookies? Marley's been using it for many of her projects.
So they're shallow, which is usually what you need with cookies, right? You need a shallow box.
Yes.
And they're not expensive. You can get them white or the brown. You can add a nice label to the front. So yeah, I find that for affordability, because the packaging really, that adds up.
Yes, it does. It does add up. Packaging adds up.
So there, I've done it. And then I'm just adding a little dot right here to kind of like hide the points where they all kind of finished. So there. So that's the center cookie. And then for the actual like, I had another one of these that's not decorated. I lost a cookie. Here it is. So again, you know, I don't write in Chinese. And so.
You don't? Really?
No. So ideally you've got a template there so that you can kind of help your, you know, yourself. So here, this is an airbrush stencil. And so I actually made a line there. You see this line? So this is so that the stencil held together. Because when you make stencils, like if there's a circle there in the middle, well, it's all going to fall out. So if you look here on this side, these are actually like all connected. They're like little kind of like little squarish shapes. So I designed the stencils so that they would be usable, you know, with.
So these all three. Well, these two they mean the same. They're the same. So these two they are two different. They mean two different things.
They do, and I don't have the.
Well, maybe somebody who's watching can tell us what they mean if you guys know any Chinese.
But I'll include the proper list with the template. Like I have it all. Just right now, I know it's ill-equipped, but I don't want to say it's something and then. So I'm just tracing over my airbrushed lines. You see, that's the great thing about these.
And this is the same as you used on a snowflake, right?
Yeah. So you can see it's healing well. I've got my gap, and again, a little bit of brown is showing, but it doesn't look like, right? It's not really apparent. And here's this one. I'd imagine that you could do like the family monogram in these, or, you know. I actually follow quite a bit of Russian decorators, and a lot of Russians seem to celebrate this because I have been seeing tigers all in my Instagram feed for the year of the tiger. I sent you a few as we were doing our research. So they do
Yes,
these,
I know. Yes, they do a lot.
they do the, like,
These are amazing. I mean, you could just do these alone would be really nice to have, you know?
I'm going to try to just kind of put a few of them together so that you can get the vibe. I don't want to, I'll take a picture properly and post it later, but so you see that's
Beautiful.
kind of,
Very, very festive and just proper for a celebration.
so I have 3 of my tigers done.
I like that all these cookies, once they're all different sizes. So if
Yes.
you just want a little bite, you take the small one, or you could even share a bigger one with someone, you know, but they are not like overwhelmingly large. Like some of the cookies are too large. So gorgeous, really nice.
There's how it looks once it's kind of put together. So you want to measure the tip of this to the tip of the other kind of snowflake
The
on
arm.
all the
Mhm.
size of your box that you need. But
So
once,
how large is it, do you think I mean, what's this like? Is it over 12 inches?
I mean, it's I put this one here. I put it like
It looks
this.
like it's well over 12 inches. Maybe I'm wrong though.
Well, the stencil holder here this is 12 inches. So yes, it is 12
So
inches.
it's 12, so it is 12 inches. So it's 6'6", so 12 inches.
Yeah. But I think that it's like a really
Very
effective.
nice. Very nice. If you're going to a celebration of the New Year's and you bring these, I mean, everybody's gonna love you.
Yeah, it's just
They're
something.
fantastic.
I like this cookie cutter set. I find that you can really do like you could do flowers, and this is the leaves. You could do all kinds of things, you know.
Yes, it's not just a snowflake.
Yeah, exactly. Think about your cutters for more than like when you buy them, or else you're not getting your money's worth. You want to
When
be
you look
able.
at when you turn it upside down, it could be I know it sounds ridiculous, a bell. Do you see it?
Yeah,
A bell?
also, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yes.
And you could also, if you wanted, Franken cookie some ears on, you know, like relatively easily put like, use a small head from Sugar Bell sets, you know, you could switch out
Oh,
the
it's the
points
minis, yes.
and do like snowman heads, do whatever all around on your snowflake. So
Excellent.
that's it. Anyway, so let's look at another fact hand before you start.
Okay, let's do the rooster, dog, and a pig. Okay, so rooster is focused, motivated, and cocky. Dog is loyal, honest, and hot-tempered. Pig is altruistic, honorable, a homebody. All wonderful qualities. I
Yes.
guess hot-tempered, I don't know, dog, hot-tempered, okay.
So if you
Do we
guys
have
need
any
to check
dogs in the
again,
house? Let's see who is what year guys were you born in, and you can match your zodiac lunar year. We have a dragon there also.
yes, the dragon. I don't know what the dragon signifies, but I mean, it's certainly a powerful critter. What do we have here for number 7? Oh, that's when they,
Reunion dinner is a ritual.
well, I mean, it's kind of like, you know, for
Big
us,
fest to commemorate the past year.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it's the most important time to be the first, the family.
I think all
Sounds
cultures,
wonderful. It sounds wonderful.
yeah, I think all cultures have an occasion to gather. I mean, that's the point of
So do you guys celebrate? If you're just joining us today, we are working on projects for the Chinese Lunar Year. And we're just going through different um, year animals or
yeah.
animal years and see what they signify. So I'm going to jump in with my project. Okay. So today I'm going to be, I don't know, I'm getting stuck on this cutter. I'm sure many of you, if you watch the lives, you've seen me use it quite a few times. And so I decided, after discussing with Mar, also we were brainstorming as we sometimes do, and I'm going to create, basically use 5 cookies together to create a fan. New Year's fan. That's one of the, I've looked up a lot of the images for New Year's, for Lunar New Year, and a lot of them were showing a fan, you know?
Yeah.
So that's why, and I've used this cutter to make Santa, if you watched live a few weeks ago. So I'm going to start, I've got my bear cookies here, and I created a template. I mean, this is really silly template. It's from it's a parchment, okay? So what I did, I just traced the shape onto the parchment, and I'm going to align it so the edges are somewhat aligned. I want to leave a little gap here between, because I'm going to uh, different outline here. So what I'm going to do, this is my edible marker. I'm using yellow. I'm just going to mark this section here and then make the lines for this section. And here I'm just going to do a little dot because I don't want to do lines. And then now you can just go by this. I'm going to use you can use a ruler, or you can use, again, remember not to go past the dot. Or you can use a cardstock or anything straight, basically. And this design, I think you could use a stencil. I don't know if the stencil would be wide enough though. You know what stencil is? The Starburst. I think you could use it. Oh, I made so much icing, like I'm gonna ice 50 cookies.
Throw it in the freezer for Valentine's Day projects.
Yes, Valentine's Day is coming up. Red is the main color, right? Red and pink.
Yes.
Why is that? That we
It's the same month. So February, obviously Valentine's Day, February 14th, and the Lunar New Year is the 1st.
So I have here two shades of red. This is light shade and this is dark shade. Now to make this dark shade, I actually use, believe it or not, a little bit of brown royal icing that I had on hand. It just deepens the color without me having to use too much red food coloring. And so I'm gonna start. Oops! Oh, sorry. Can you see? All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm gonna do each section with different color of red. I'm going to use light, dark, light, dark. And you are going to repeat this on all 5 panels that you have.
Did you ever end up loading this in your coffee shop, the template?
It will be there. It will be there. Not now, not at this moment, darling, but it will be there.
By the time we air the live?
By the time we air the live. Well, today it's, can we reveal what day is it today?
Sure.
Well, do you know? Because I can't remember.
The 10th.
I can't remember.
Today's the 10th, but with the holidays, we're, pre-recording some of our lives just to facilitate the holidays not being so stressful. As, my children are off school, Han wants to see her family, so we don't want to neglect you, and we don't want to neglect our families. So we're trying to please everybody. Any people pleasers watching us today?
What? What did you say?
I said any people pleasers watching us today. I like the two-tone of the same color. I like the effect of it.
So I'm not waiting between the layers, I'm not waiting for the first layer to crust. I'm going right in and doing the layer next to it. When you're going around the main line, you want to squeeze more ice, squeeze the bag more, so more icing is coming out. And now I'm going to do one more dark. See, I'm squeezing more icing here. If you should decide to use stencil, I would do everything in light pink, light red, and then use, would you use red or brown?
I mean, I think you can look at also what you have left over. Like you said, you had your brown left over.
No, I mean if you were to airbrush it.
Oh, to airbrush? Well, I would probably do red.
Red, yes. Because if you do light red, then if you give it a heavier coat with the airbrush, it will be fine. Now I'm adding the same light red on the bottom here.
Is that tulip red? It looks like the tulip red.
I don't even know. This is super red, but I often mix different red. Like, I try not to dispose of any royal icing into the trash, so I reuse icing if possible. If I have some red in a bag or in a freezer, I will try to reuse it, and if it needs a little mixing with more food color, I will do that. So I don't know what this color was initially. It was red, but I don't know. I usually just use super red. Okay, and after this point, you want to let this crust. Okay, so I've got some crusted, or dry, I should say. And now we're going to do some decorating with this. Is Marvel's using PME tip. This is also a PME. This is PME 1.5. See, it's even the quality of the metal. It's nicer.
It's different, yeah.
Yes. So hopefully my icing is still good consistency. You see there are some dark spots here, so hopefully it will be all right.
So it's also part, like, the reason they're different is the fabrication. They're not like hammered together. There's no seam. They're like made of, like, shaped in one piece. There's no seam. They're seamless. So I haven't seen a video of how they're made, but that's one of the reasons why they pipe nicer.
So now I'm just going to do a border.
So it's like a little shell border.
Yes, essentially, yes. A beaded border with a round tip. So you're creating a teardrop shape. And then here at the point, I'm adding a little dot.
This, I mean, yes, we're doing this for the Lunar New Year, but I mean, you could do a different version for a bridal shower, make it very lacy and pretty, or Mother's Day even, the idea, right?
I agree, yes, absolutely. Now, what I'm gonna do, this is another little template that I've got here. Because I'm going to, yes?
Just for this, yeah.
Because I'm going to display this on a plate. So you want to kind of make sure that your design, when you do that, it's somewhat,
so that they connect. It's a puzzle.
Yeah, so it connects, so you don't want it to be random, like one line here and then one line here. That wouldn't look all right. So that's why I'm using this is just a parchment. You can use cardstock. It's really easy to do, and you can decide how deep into the triangle you want to go. So I'm just going to use my scribe here just to make a little line. See, it creates a little line. I don't know if you can see the scratch. Okay. And now I'm going to use the same icing, a piping line here. I'm stopping the pressure and then there.
So Han, are you the type to read your zodiac kind of daily,
No. Sometimes I will read it. I was like, oh yeah, they got everything correct. But it's, I don't know if anyone gives to all of the zodiac like predictions or how your day is gonna go. It's just fun, I think, afterwards, after your day has passed. Like, see, oh, did they get it right? it's just fun. I don't really, do you believe it? Like,
I mean, I don't know, but I do find, like, I've looked up, obviously anybody has looked up the, the characteristics. I'm a Leo, and I do find that there's some characteristics that I have, So I've
yes,
just
no,
for
me,
fun.
me as well, me as well. That is true. Yeah, a lot of it is very much true. Yes.
What zodiac sign are you guys? And is it BS, or are you somewhat like the description you've seen?
I really am. I have to say, I really am what it says, but I don't do daily. But you have to remember, like, depending on where you are born, like if your date falls close to the next zodiac, so you could also have some of the traits of that, right?
Do you want to hear a little funny story? So my daughter
Yeah.
was in college last year and the year before, and they were registering for their complimentary classes, and one of her fellow students, they're having a little conversation, and what did you sign up for? And the girl says that she signed up for astrology. So Jessica leaves it like that, and she's like, astrology, that's an intense class, like that. Because I mean, the complimentary, you can take something a little lighter so that your workload isn't so intense, And so later conversation, Jessica says, "Oh, that's going to be a lot of work, And she's like, "Well, I like, the zodiacs." And Jessica's like, "What?" Astronomy and astrology is not the same thing. So she had
And
confused.
she thought, okay, she, well, I guess yes, she learned probably very quickly. It's not what she,
Well, she dropped the class.
oh, she dropped the class, okay. Now I'm just gonna add some dots.
That's a design that we see also a lot, that kind of like fish scale looking design.
Yes, that was one of the, when I looked up the patterns, it was one of the designs that were included in the patterns, okay? Now we have to let this, oh, I forgot. So we have to let this section kind of rest, and then I'll finish up by adding another line here. So let me do another one here. We have some time. So those of you who are just joining, we're making, I'm making a fan for the Chinese New Year celebrations.
Your icing's nice and shiny.
I had it sitting in front of the fan. That's how I like to dry my icing.
But Han, you said to me off this that you're having a lot of trouble with humidity at like you've moved now.
Yes, so we bought the dehumidifier, darling.
You
So
got
it's
it.
been running, yes, and it has improved incredibly.
Well, I'm asking
I
you.
had made gingerbread house and or like my gingerbread pieces, and I can now understand when somebody is emailing me, "Hey, I live in a humid area. The dough is like so soft." So it came out as hard as a rock from the oven, and then over the course of maybe 3-4 days, it wasn't like falling apart, but I could like stick my fingernail in it, so it was soft. And now it's much better. It was.
I'm asking you for people that are struggling with the issue. So
it was. We just bought the dehumidifier, and it's just running. It's been running for about 4 days now. So like
you just got it.
Yes, we just got it. Yes.
So it's a floor unit.
It's a floor unit. Yes. It just it sits on the floor. You do have to empty the. Although now we have it running in the drain. It goes in the drain, but you do have to. It has a pretty large
container
water tank. So it collects the water, and then it shuts off, and you have to dump the water.
Did you find that the humidity was also impacting your ingredients?
No, I don't think so. No, not that I noticed anything. Not really. Just the gingerbread.
So did
and gingerbread and drying of the icing. Oh my goodness! It would sit here and it wouldn't dry. So I had to put it. The fan enough wasn't enough. you know, because the air was so
Humid.
yeah, it was so humid. So I had to put it in the oven to crust at 50 or 40 degrees of Celsius. I think it's about 100 degrees of Fahrenheit for about 20 minutes or 15 to 20 minutes. But then if you do it in the if you try to do it in the oven, what happens sometimes the butter bleed happens.
Ah, yes.
So that's kind of a risk of it. I've had that happen. I don't know if anyone who does the drying in the oven or crusting in the oven. Yeah, I've had the butter bleed happen, which wasn't, you know, it's not something that I wanted to have. So I tried to do it as um, for as short time as possible, just to get it crusting. Oh, I added too much icing on here. This is a very simple design, I have to say. I mean, I think it's very simple. What I'm going to be doing now, I'm just going to use my scribe to give me the point where to start piping. Is this Art Deco design, what I'm doing?
Yeah, I mean, kind of. I'm getting a phone call right now from the scammers who tell you, you know, basically you're a wanted criminal and they're coming to get you if you don't give them money. It is so annoying. It's practically the only phone
Oh,
call I
now you're
get.
getting the call?
It just came in, and I mean, they somehow, you know, have these automated like kind of things that, I mean, it's just annoying. I can't imagine the poor people that get caught with this nonsense.
Okay, so let's see if this one is somewhat crusted. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, so if it's not crusted, I'll leave it be, and I'll start finishing up. So to finish up, I'm going to. You could leave it like this, but I'm going to use some gold, and this is actually in the palette. I have this is dry. This is edible. Oops, edible art decorative cake paint. This is sweet by Sweet Sticks. This is glamorous gold. So what happens? It will dry. Please do not just toss it. You can reuse it. What I'm going to be doing, I'm going to use, this is my little bottle with Everclear. And I'm just going to add some into my dropper. And now we're going to use my scribe here. And you see, you can
Reactivate it.
yes, you can reactivate it and use it
Well,
as.
I mean, a bottle of that stuff costs $15
Yes.
or some
It's
crazy.
quite expensive, so you want to make sure that you don't just throw it out. You want to save it and then you can use it.
I mean, when you're pouring 94 proof alcohol or whatever the proof alcohol, you don't have to worry about germs. Everything's getting killed.
Yes, that is true. So now I'm just going to paint all the yellow details to give it a bit more shine and glamour. And this brush I'm using, it's from the Wilton set that I absolutely love. It's a 5-piece. I think I have one more here. Yes, so I've got three here, 3 brushes. There are 2 more, and it's from one set. These are really great to have. If you don't have those, it would also make for a great like Valentine's Day gift for a decorator, like or birthday.
Stocking stuffer. Put in your stocking.
For the next year, or
Yeah.
for this year.
So yeah, I guess it's after Christmas. So guys, did you get anything good for Christmas? Did you get spoiled? Did you spoil yourself maybe?
I know a few people had their hopes for airbrushes and things like that when we were asking. So how did it turn out, guys?
Tell us, what did you get? What did you get? Very nice, Han.
So it's quite simple, but
Effective.
yeah, once you put it together, I'll show you in a second. It's quite nice.
So if you're just joining us, guys, you can watch the replay. This is a pre-recorded live. We filmed this before Christmas so that we can have a little time with our families, but we hope you're enjoying it nonetheless. We thought of you before.
Okay, so you have to repeat it on all of the panels. I'm going to finish this one. And this one, it only requires little black. I'm going to clean up my tip here. And just make a little, so you can see very well here.
I mean, this could be on a pizza box too, Han.
Oh yeah, I guess so, yes. Okay, so let me just bring up enough cookies so you can see the finished design. I'm gonna set these aside.
We made both of us a puzzle today.
Yes, we did. Okay, let me bring this up. Oops. All right. So let's zoom out. So do I have another one? Where is the other one? Oh, the other one needs to be painted. So I I only painted one. So you could have, now what I was actually thinking that I was going to the lucky coin, I suppose that is.
Yes, they have a coin.
That I would add that here to kind of hide the connection here. But that's basically it. So this is a fan design for New Year, for Lunar New Year, and I use this cutter.
Very nice. Another detail that could be added if you wanted to add more to the bottom is like a tassel.
Tassel also, and I also thought that it would really look nice with adding a cherry tree across.
Yeah, like a.
If you do decide to do that, I might do that later. You have to keep in mind that I would suggest that you do it. You put it together like this. You create your branches with a scribe, okay, and then you connect it so it kind of it creates a puzzle, because if you do it without having an outline, then it won't match, so if you decide to do, you could even, I was thinking what would be nice to create the cherries even with wafer paper, to have like white,
more dimensional.
Yes, more dimensional. So that's just an idea. Or you could do pipe flowers. I do have a cherry tutorial, pipe cherry flowers on YouTube, and template is also in a coffee shop. And template for my triangle, it's also in a coffee shop. Do you want to show yours on the screen too? Do you have I have it here. Oh, look at this. I like this a lot.
So it's very different, but similar in that, we kind of.
Well, we use both red and gold. I mean, that's the kind of the main color, very like a royal color, isn't it?
Yeah.
Colors. So that's what I use. That's what I used.
Very nice, Han. We're such a good team, eh?
Yes, we are.
So, guys, if you celebrate the Lunar New Year, and if you celebrate just our North American whatever celebration,
please do tell us what you eat for 15 days. I would love to know. Are there special dishes?
We just want to wish you guys whatever year a happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Yes.
And thanks so much
for joining us.
Yes. And
we will,
supporting us and watching us and commenting and interacting and being part of the lives with us. We appreciate it. And it's almost we're really on a schedule today. Look at that.
Yes, we are on schedule.
We're on schedule.
Yes, I'm looking forward to doing some Valentine's Day cookies. Are you?
I have to say yes. I like Valentine's Day, but last year Easter was a big hit. So I think Easter is going to be my focus. I think Easter's, more kids and stuff like that, and people.
Yeah, family also. Yes.
I think that's it. So whatever the occasion, though, cookies you can make for every occasion. You see, we just made for this, and we'd never done it before. You can make for any occasion. I'm sure if you go on Instagram, you'll see like people are making it for kidney stones. I mean, you name it, it's on there.
Okay. All right.
Thanks so much. So, yes. And again,
see you later.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.